Hello all my soulmates and welcome back to Soulgasm Tarot. This is the start of a series. I'm going to be doing a daily. I'm just going to go through all signs and do a little spread for you guys. I'm going to try to do a different spread every day, but I want to post more on this channel, so I'm excited to get into that. Just a quick reminder that I am still doing the $10 a month subscription throughout the month of September, and it's just $10 for 4 readings every month, and they'll be sent straight to your email, and all you have to do is email me at soulgasmtarot@gmail.com. All that will be below. Let's go ahead and get into your readings. So naturally, Aries are up first. This spread is the should I stay or should I go spread. The first card represents the current state of your relationship or connection right now. The second card represents why you should stay. The third card represents why you should maybe go. The fourth card represents how you will feel staying, and that's this one. And the fifth card, this one, represents how you would feel leaving. And then lastly, the sixth card is advice. So you had the Wheel of Fortune for the current state of your relationship, and I'm feeling that if you're in a connection right now, it's kind of up in the air, and you may have already been thinking about potentially moving away from this person and just kind of figuring out what opportunities might be out there for you or other people, just looking at your options. But I'm feeling that you're doing right now. And the Wheel of Fortune is also a time when the Wheel of Fortune is literally spinning in your favor right now. So I'm feeling that maybe this connection might have been or felt a little dull to you in general, and you, like I said, are just sort of considering what might happen should you potentially leave. So second card, the Page of Cups, and why you should stay. I'm seeing that you may be dealing with the water sign. If not, this person does have emotions for you, and you may have emotions for this person, but the Page of Cups is the least mature of all the cup bearers, you know? So this is not something that is fully matured at all, and it may not be the kind of love that you want or the kind of love that you're looking for, or they might not be really ready to necessarily commit the way that you need them to. And why you should go, you have the Queen of Wands, which is saying that for you to really sort of honor yourself and honor your wants and needs and embody that Queen of Wands energy. The Queen of Wands doesn't accept anything that she doesn't want, and she's always ready to go out and go after what she does want. So the Page of Cups, the fact that there's real sort of tangible feelings potentially in this connection may be a good reason to stay, but at the same time, the Queen of Wands is telling you that you shouldn't settle for anything that you do not want, and that doesn't completely resonate with all your wants and wishes. Fourth card, the Ten of Wands, how you'll feel if you stay. I mean, that card really speaks for itself. The Ten of Wands is all about feeling burdened, you know, and that is not what Aries or fire signs in general are really about. Like, you should be putting those wands down and sitting in your throne like the queen that you are. And the fifth card, and how you'll feel if you leave, that Three of Wands is definitely an improvement from 10 to 3, a lot less burdened. And the Three of Wands is always about waiting for your ships to come in. It's someone that knows that they have opportunities and better things out there, but they choose to not settle for anything. And I think that this is the message overall for you, is that if you feel that you're in a connection where you're just kind of settling and it's not everything that you want, advice, sixth card, center of the reading, Ten of Swords, is telling you to end it, because you should never settle or be a part of something if, like I said, it doesn't completely resonate with you. Bottom of the deck, you have Four of Cups. So maybe you're feeling that if you do potentially move away from this person and the real emotion that they have there, that you could potentially miss an opportunity. And yeah, it's not perfect, but at least that you know that they do really have feelings for you. So that could be the reason why you're settling, because you're afraid that you'll miss some kind of chance. But at the same time, you're the Emperor, you know, like this is the Aries card, you showing up right here in your reading. And the Emperor, the Queen, these people do not settle for things ever. So I'm seeing you moving away from this person, and I'm seeing victory for you. Okay, Sagittarius, so this is your should I stay or should I go spread. The first card, two came out for you, but the first card represents the current state of your relationship. The second card is why you should stay. Third card is why you should go. The fourth card is how you'll feel if you'll stay. And the fifth card is how you'll feel if you go. And the sixth card, center of the reading, is advice. So for the current state of your relationship, you had the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. So I'm feeling that you're kind of within, like, between a rock and a hard place in this relationship. You may be in sort of a situation where you guys aren't necessarily together, but you're not necessarily apart, because 4 is a number that's all about stability. You could be feeling kind of stuck within this relationship. The Four of Swords is about having peace of mind, but then the Four of Cups is about feeling like an opportunity or one thing has been squandered. So you could also be in a situation where for this relationship you're sacrificing something that you really want, making sacrifices, whether that be financial because you had a lot of pentacles showing up, or even like emotional sacrifices. Moving on to why you should stay, you have the Five of Swords. So this could be, the Five of Swords is about someone who's already walked away from a battle. So maybe this is possibly saying that if you have sacrificed things for this relationship, you might as well stay, because you've already sort of put up the fight, you know, you've already made sacrifices, and so why not stay and like reap the benefits of what you've sacrificed for. It could also be saying that you've potentially might have had a lot of back and forth on top of all that with this relationship, as far as going and leaving and breaking up and getting back together. And it could be speaking to the fact that if you were to leave, that you may feel like you're only going to be looking back anyway, because if you look at this card, this man is walking away from a battle, but he's looking back at all he left behind. Or like I said before, you could be more inclined to stay because you feel like you have already left so much behind and you've already come so far, so you might as well stay. But moving on to why you should go, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is all about abundance and happiness and stability. It's the happy home, happy life. So like I said, you could be sacrificing, making some financial sacrifices or career sacrifices for the sake of this relationship, when if you were to just leave and to just go, you would have that abundance coming in for you. So that could be what it is, making sacrifices. So the fourth card, how you'll feel if you stay, you have the Chariot, and the Chariot is all about movement. It's all about feeling like you're going towards your destiny. So I'm feeling that if you were to stay in this relationship, you could have regrets and still be feeling really antsy and feeling like you should leave. But at the same time, this could also be speaking to maybe you might have made the right choice. I'm feeling this is just about making the right choice, because if you look at this Chariot, he has that star above his third eye, which is all about our intuition. So if you stay, there are two scenarios here: you staying and feeling like you made the right choice, or you staying and feeling like you've completely squandered opportunities for yourself. And how you'll feel if you leave, you have the Page of Pentacles, which is about a lack of abundance, which is interesting because in the Ten of Pentacles, it's saying that if you were to leave this relationship, you would have abundance coming in for you, but you would feel as though you don't, and that your life isn't abundant. So maybe you're sacrificing financials, career, or something like that for the sake of a relationship, but maybe that relationship is something that you do value more than money, and there's nothing wrong with that, because if you were to not have this person in your life, you would feel like you had nothing, even if you had money, stability, and all of that. So advice, you have the Eight of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Lovers. And I think that these three cards that came out together are all about kind of being blinded by love. That's what I thought when I first saw it. You have the Page of Cups coming in, which represents emotional fulfillment, our wants, our wishes. You could be dealing with a water sign. I'm seeing water and air and pentacles, of course, but I think that's surrounding career and money. But also you could be dealing with a Gemini. But what was I saying? Yeah, I'm seeing that this is being blinded by love. You have this offer here. You have the real love, but for whatever reason you're having anxiety. This could be just anxiety surrounding making decisions based off of love. That could be something that is really stressful for you. So the advice that I'm seeing here is to really maybe take a step back from the situation, get a third opinion, and think about what it is that you really truly want, not what other people want you to do when it comes to either staying in this relationship or leaving. I hope that helped. Hello, Leo. Okay, so this is your should I stay or should I go spread. You had a lot of cards come out, but overall the message seems to be very clear. The first two cards that you had come out up top, The Three of Pentacles and the Empress represent the current state of your relationship. And I'm feeling that within this partnership, you could very much be dealing with a earth sign. There's a lot of earth energy coming up, or just be having a lot of concerns surrounding money, which I'm seeing a lot for people because it is Virgo season. But like I was saying, I'm feeling that within whatever partnership, relationship, connection you're in, you've been dealing with the dynamics of self-love and giving. I think there was a similar message in your monthly, so you may want to go ahead and check that out. But yeah, you've been dealing with the dynamics of working within a partnership, but also making sure to give and love yourself and be abundant with yourself. And Leos have been working on that throughout these past few cycles and coming out of the retrogrades and everything. I'm feeling that you're getting to a place finally where you're really learning how to find that balance. In the second card, you had the King of Pentacles, which represents why you should stay within this partnership. This is about someone who's showing up for you as very stable, someone who's very financially driven. It could be a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus person showing up in your life, or just someone who represents that kind of like stable energy. The King of Pentacles is very much about his coins. He's very together, he's very practical, and that is how this person is showing up. And it also could just be saying that this person does sort of make you feel stable within this relationship. But then moving over to the why you should go, you have the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. So this could be a sort of juxtaposition or contradiction between the way this person appears to be as sort of stable and sort of grounded, and what it is that you're really seeing. Because the Page of Pentacles is a very sort of demotion from the King of Pentacles, followed by that Eight of Wands, which is about movement, communication. I'm feeling like this person might be someone who really talks the talk, but then the action behind it is not really what they say, and what they really have to offer is not really what they want to make you feel like they have to offer, if that makes any sense. Going into the third cards, the set that came out, the why you should go, you have the Seven of Swords in the Moon. So this is in fact the lying, stealing, cheating card, and it is secrets coming out. So if this person is hiding anything from you and they are not who they appear to be, I'm feeling that throughout the month of September that is going to be coming out big time. And the fifth card in and these two cards, I'm sorry, I think I misspoke. This is how you're going to feel if you stay. So yeah, if you were to stay within this partnership, I'm feeling that if this person is hiding something, you're going to see that coming out. And then the last two fifth cards were how you're going to feel if you were to leave. And you had the Five of Pentacles followed by the Three of Cups. So the Five of Pentacles is feeling like abandoned, out in the cold, like you don't have all the things that you need, like you don't have the means to get by. And that could be because there's a difference between having self-love and learning how to be grounded and learning how to be stable within yourself. And there's a difference between that and getting with someone who makes you feel like you're grounded and stable, and learning how to like work with yourself. Because then if that person were to leave, are all those things that person made you feel still there? And I feel like that could be what's going on. With this Five of Pentacles, you may be hesitant to walk away from this situation or leave this situation because you're afraid that all the stability that you've and like groundedness that you've been able to build within this relationship, like you're not going to be able to take those lessons with you. But at the same time, you have the Three of Cups, which is all about happiness and joy. And it could just be that if this person isn't hiding anything, this isn't a secret coming out, it could just be that the King of Pentacles energy, that sort of really practicality, doesn't vibe with who you are as a person, but you feel like it's something that you need. You feel like you need to be grounded and sort of you need someone to kind of keep you tethered. But Leos are meant to sort of be a little bit more wild. Like you can have balance without completely sacrificing the things that make you happy. And then advice, you have the Knight of Wands, which I think is you showing up as a fire sign, really in your element, followed by the Chariot, which is about movement, and the Ace of Swords, which is about clarity. So I'm seeing that if you are not happy within this relationship and you do get the clarity that it's something that you need to move away from for whatever reason, whether that's lying, stealing, cheating, or it just doesn't really groove with who you are as a person, I think that this is saying that you should have the confidence in yourself to do that and know that you can be that person for yourself. Like you can be the Queen of Wands and still embody that King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy for yourself. So that is your reading. I hope it resonated. Be sure to turn on notifications and check back in for tomorrow's. Hello, Earth signs. So this is going to be for the Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Something just told me to bundle you guys together. And while I was shuffling, I kept hearing that song by Ed Sheeran. I don't know if that resonates with anyone, but I See Fire. It's like, oh, misty eye on the mountain below. Okay, let me not sing. But I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading. This is the Should I Stay or Should I Go spread. The first card you guys had right out the deck is the Seven of Swords. And this is the current state of whatever connection you're in right now. And that, of course, is the lying, stealing, cheating card. And no one likes to see this. This could also just be escapism for some of you. In the second card, you had two come out in the Why You Should Stay. You had the World and the Fool. So the World is about taking a risk. The world is about opportunities, and then the Fool is taking a risk, someone kind of stepping out on faith. So this could just be with the Seven of Swords, which is all in our thoughts. You could be feeling that you're in a relationship that isn't as secure, and that this person might be hiding something for you. But in the Why You Should Stay, this could really be the universe sort of edging you to sort of take that risk and kind of have blind faith in this relationship right now. And third set of cards that came out, you have the Hanged Man and the Queen of Swords, and Why You Should Go. The Hanged Man is, of course, about waiting, and the Queen of Swords is about cutting things off, cutting people off execution. She's someone who really says what she means and does what she says. It could just be that you feel that this person has you kind of in limbo right now, that you feel that they've sort of maybe put you on pause or have you kind of hanging in suspense like this Hanged Man. And it could be just part of you that wants to say, I've had enough, I'm going to cut this off, because like I said, in your thoughts you could feel that this person isn't as committed to you as you would like them to be. And that could be that tendency of the Seven of Swords energy to sort of escape and run away and cut people off if you don't feel as secure and stable and grounded within the relationship as you would want to be. You could be dealing with an air sign. I'm seeing fire, water, and then earth showing up in the center, but I'm pretty sure that's you, but I'll get to that. Moving on to the fourth card, how you'll feel if you stay. You had death, and death is all about rebirth, transformation. So this could be you opening up a new sort of way of doing things. If you were to stick this out, I'm feeling that it could completely transform who you are as a person and how you view relationships. I feel that earth signs sometimes have a hard time in the getting to know you phases of relationships, because if you don't really know where a person stands, sometimes it really sort of rattles you, which is interesting, because I feel that a lot of time people don't know where you stand, because you kind of have that sort of same like air energy that the air signs have of being too little bit cool, calm, and collected, and people don't really know like how you're feeling, except for Capricorns, who are very kind of obsessive, and then everyone knows. But moving on to the fifth and how you'll feel if you were to go, you have the Strength card, which is all about being strong, which goes back to, I feel that you would feel that if you were leaving this relationship, it would be you standing your ground and saying that, like, I'm not going to put up with you kind of putting me in suspense, and just you proving to yourself that you are this strong person. But at the same time, isn't it equally as strong and brave to sort of step out on blind faith and do something even though you don't know how it's going to turn out? I think that's like the epitome of being strong and brave, you know? In the center of the reading, your advice for this spread, you have the Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is all about being happy, being single, someone who's stable within themselves. This is you guys really showing up as like in your power, in your prime, and that's good and dandy. But then at the same time, you have the Three of Cups, which is kind of like a little light, happy indulgence. And it's okay to do that sometimes. It's okay to allow yourself to be happy, to not feel like you kind of have to be so practical about things. So I think that's your advice for this relationship. You know where you stand. Bottom of the deck, you have Ten of Pentacles, which is stability. You could have stability with this person and just not feel it quite yet. And then under that, you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So I think there is going to be some improvements in this relationship if you stick it out and get through this confusion that you're feeling right now. I think that there is, in fact, victory for you. So that is your reading. Be sure to check into tomorrow's. Okay, air signs, this is for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. This is your September 1st. Should I stay or should I go? Spread. So the first two cards up top, you have the King of Wands and the Page of Cups, and that represents the current state of your relationship. You could possibly be dealing with two people, or this is you offering love towards a fire sign individual or someone that just has a fiery kind of dynamic personality. If this is two people, you could potentially be dealing with a fire and water sign. I'm seeing a lot of different, like maybe two different scenarios or three coming up between this reading. But if one person, this is you offering love towards one fiery kind of person. I think it's interesting that if you look at those two cards, the Page of Cups is looking towards the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is looking away. So that may be something to note. The second card that came out for you guys, the Page of Pentacles, is the why you should stay in this current connection. The Page of Pentacles is all about potential for growth. Like, I always see that card as that page holding up sort of a seed that could be planted in the ground. It's all about potential. It could grow. It's not much to offer, but it is something. So I'm seeing that you do see value in this connection. Maybe it's not a lot, but there is some value there that could potentially be like exponentially growing. And why you should go, the cards that came out definitely outnumber the why you should stay, in my opinion. You have the Knight of Cups upside down, which is a lack of love, sort of evolving a love offer, moving the way you would want to. If you look at that Page of Cups, that person, the page, again, like the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of like they're the least mature. They're the most sort of immature of all of the cup and pentacle bearers. And this, you could be expecting and waiting for this person to evolve and to show love the way you want, and it's just not happening. I would say to check out the Libra, Gemini, and Aquarian readings. There are some similar vibes coming up for those for the monthlies. But then you have the 9 of Wands followed by the 10 of Wands. So if anything, the love is not growing the way that you want. But I feel like on some hand, the burden that you're feeling, or for whatever reason, I'm hearing the word guilt about this relationship. The burden, guilt that you're feeling seems to be growing more than the love, or like the work that you feel that you have to put into this partnership is becoming and starting to outnumber and outweigh the love that you may be feeling within the connection for some of you. And how you will feel if you were to stay, we have the 5 of Cups, which is about squandering not necessarily love opportunity, but just happiness in general, feeling like if you were to stay in this connection, because this card is kind of the one about crying over spilt milk. Two scenarios. If you are the person that does have two options, this fire sign, water sign energy coming up, you'll feel that if you choose one, that you're kind of missing out on the other. And if this is one person, you may be feeling that if you choose this person, you're sacrificing happiness again. If you look, this is 2 cups versus the 3. So being with this person offers you, like, let's say 2 cups worth of happiness, but if you would have left, you would have had 3, is the sort of situation that I'm feeling. Excuse my beads, they're like rattling. But in the 5th card that came out, you had the Hierophant and how you will feel if you leave. The Hierophant is all about sort of beliefs, institutions. This could be marriage, relationship. If you were to leave this partnership, the one that you're in right now, you could potentially find yourself in another relationship, especially if this is 2 people. The center of the reading, overall advice on should you stay or should you go. You have the Sun. Excuse my shizu. But the Sun for me is really just all about choosing happiness. That's the card that really embodies happiness. And I think it's saying that choose whatever makes you happy. If this is 2 people or if it's yourself that you end up choosing, choose the one that makes you happy. Okay, air signs, this is for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. This is your September 1st. Should I stay or should I go? Spread. So the first 2 cards up top, you have the King of Wands and the Page of Cups, and that represents the current state of your relationship. You could possibly be dealing with 2 people, or this is you offering love towards a fire sign individual or someone that just has a fiery kind of dynamic personality. If this is 2 people, you could potentially be dealing with a fire and water sign. I'm seeing a lot of different, like maybe 2 different scenarios or 3 coming up between this reading. But if one person, this is you offering love towards one fiery kind of person. I think it's interesting that if you look at those 2 cards, the Page of Cups is looking towards the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is looking away. So that may be something to note. The second card that came out for you guys, the Page of Pentacles, is the why you should stay in this current connection. The Page of Pentacles is all about potential for growth. Like, I always see that card as that page holding up sort of a seed that could be planted in the ground. It's all about potential. It could grow. It's not much to offer, but it is something. So I'm seeing that you do see value in this connection. Maybe it's not a lot, but there is some value there that could potentially be like exponentially growing. And why you should go, the cards that came out definitely outnumber the why you should stay. In my opinion, you have the Knight of Cups upside down, which is a lack of love, sort of evolving a love offer, moving the way you would want to. If you look at that Page of Cups, that person, the page, again, like the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of like they're the least mature. They're the most sort of immature of all of the cup and pentacle bearers. And this, you could be expecting and waiting for this person to evolve and to show love the way you want, and it's just not happening. I would say to check out the Libra, Gemini, and Aquarian readings. There are some similar vibes coming up for those for the monthlies. But then you have the 9 of Wands followed by the 10 of Wands. So if anything, the love is not growing the way that you want. But I feel like on some hand, the burden that you're feeling, or for whatever reason, I'm hearing the word guilt about this relationship. The burden, guilt that you're feeling seems to be growing more than the love, or like the work that you feel that you have to put into this partnership is becoming and starting to outnumber and outweigh the love that you may be feeling within the connection for some of you. And how you will feel if you were to stay, we have the 5 of Cups, which is about squandering not necessarily love opportunity, but just happiness in general, feeling like if you were to stay in this connection, because this card is kind of the one about crying over spilt milk. If there, okay, 2 scenarios. If you are the person that does have 2 options, this fire sign, water sign energy coming up, you'll feel that if you choose one, that you're kind of missing out on the other. And if this is one person, you may be feeling that if you choose this person, you're sacrificing happiness again. If you look, this is 2 cups versus the 3. So being with this person offers you, like, let's say 2 cups worth of happiness, but if you would have left, you would have had 3, is the sort of situation that I'm feeling. Excuse my beads, they're like rattling. But in the 5th card that came out, you had the Hierophant and how you will feel if you leave. The Hierophant is all about sort of beliefs, institutions. This could be marriage, relationship. If you were to leave this partnership, the one that you're in right now, you could potentially find yourself in another relationship, especially if this is 2 people. The center of the reading, overall advice on should you stay or should you go. You have the Sun. Excuse my shizu. But the Sun for me is really just all about choosing happiness. That's the card that really embodies happiness. And I think it's saying that choose whatever makes you happy. If this is 2 people or if it's yourself that you end up choosing, choose the one that makes you happy.